There have been more than 30,000 TEDx events all over the world. These events provide a platform for speakers of all ages to share their ideas. This year, my school, Unionville High School, held its first TEDx event. This is our story. Now, to give context to this story, you first have to understand where it happened. This is a study hall room in my school. Students come here to relax, procrastinate, or reply to some Snapchats. But this study hall room is also so much more. It was the venue for our first TEDx event. Now, high school generally isn't the time that we feel most ready to share our ideas, but for our speakers at this year's TEDxUnionville High School event, it was worth it to stand in front of an audience and speak.
My name is Maddie Martin, and my TEDx talk was about my experience as a female student on the autism spectrum and how it affected my high school and regular school and life experience. When I saw the things around the school, I think they were around the school, but I thought it would be really cool to talk about something, and to be honest, I didn't think I would get accepted to talk because I thought there would be other students who had better ideas. And I felt like I need my experience to be shared and such, so I did so.
The key phrase there is, I did so. While TEDx provides an amazing platform for speakers, it ultimately comes down to every individual speaker to make the decision to open themselves up to an audience.
I'm Erica Zhao, and I talked about why we should focus more on living our lives instead of high school and academics. I wanted to speak about something that I deal with because I'm always worrying about academics and stuff, and I know I should be more focused on enjoying my childhood before I become an adult and have to do taxes and stuff like that.
My name is Wes Saunders. I'm a senior here at Unionville, and my talk was on the dangers of social conformity here at high school. It was definitely scary getting up in front of that crowd and even submitting that proposal, because whenever you submit an application, you're putting yourself out there for rejection, for denial, and that's always scary. But the first application was pretty simple. What would you plan to talk about? This was 5-6 months or before the actual talk, so it didn't even seem real to me at that point. It wasn't scary in the sense of, I might get up there and mess up. I might get up there and stumble over my words, because yeah, that's gonna happen, but I'm just speaking. I'm pretty comfortable speaking. Getting up for spring play, that was more of insecurities. Getting up and giving a TED talk, that's more of, some of the greatest minds in the world have preceded me in giving these incredible TED talks. I'm just a 17-year-old kid. What do I have to say that the world's gonna care about?
Speakers overcame fears of rejection and failure to share thoughts, ideas, and stories that had had an impact on their life.
My name is Arohinet Carney, and I discussed social media usage as a journal and the unexpected effects of using it too much. The event was great. Obviously everyone gets nervous before they speak, but it was such a great event, and there's a lot of good food. Family members came out to support. It was really great having some parents come up to me and say oh, I loved what you talked about. Thank you so much for speaking. And that is really what had such a big impact on me. And getting more people to open up and be vulnerable and talk about things that they're passionate about would really help benefit the culture at the school. So yeah, I think the event is great because it gives an outlet to speak, and yeah, do TEDx.
The speakers shared topics ranging from mental health disorders to the female autistic experience in high school. We even had a speaker talk about shared economies.
So my name's Arnab Sarkar, and my TEDx talk was about shared economies and what they mean for the future. It's definitely a lot different than what I do. I do public forum debate, which is just people sitting across a table arguing over a topic. So in that way, it's a lot more different than what we do on the speech and debate team, because the thing we're thinking about the most in the TED Talk is the impact and the impact on the audience.
My name is Andy Lee. I talked about mental health disorders and why they're on the rise. There were a lot of speeches that were there at the event that I just wasn't expecting. Catherine Odom's speech about luck. That was just I didn't ever possibly think of anybody making a speech about that.
I'm Catherine Odom, and I talked about why we should be less reliant on luck. Yeah, I honestly thought TEDx was one of the best things I did all year. I'm really glad that I decided to participate, but I also think that there is a huge room for improvement in the TEDx program. I think that there's so much more we can do. This first year was awesome, but I'm so excited to see it keep improving and keep growing and adding new things and including more people, because I think that there are so many places this program can go.
And with the support of our amazing speakers, TEDxUnionville High School was born. The project originated with a student named Addison, who went to a teacher, Mrs. Hunt.
Hey, there's this event I want to do. You in?
Yeah, sounds like a great idea. Let's do it.
Then came the paperwork, and planning, and communications, and emails, and regulations, and more emails, and a little bit of stress, excitement, team building, lunch meetings, and deadlines barely met. And while the team worked, the speakers were working on their own projects, searching through their pasts for moments that made their talks relatable and interesting.
Okay, I'm Mrs. Hunt, and I was involved in TEDx as a staff sponsor. I wasn't really aware at the time of what it takes to actually be a TEDx youth event.
My name is Addison Liu, and I was the lead curator for this year's TEDxUnionville High School event. Definitely the most difficult part of the process was trying to get everyone on the same page. So obviously, this was our first year doing a TEDx event at Unionville High School. We've never done anything like this at the high school. Our advisor had never done anything like this. We're a group of sophomores that have obviously never organized such an event like this before, and there was a lot of paperwork we had to fill out, but I would say the most difficult part is getting the team together, getting everyone on the same page, dividing up the work equally, getting all the speakers on the same page, making sure that they're talking about things that they truly want to talk about, and just stuff like that was probably the most difficult part.
Okay. I'm Jake Culp, and I help the TEDx Youth Organization Group by helping with communications, helping set up, and helping to film. Seeing all of the speakers finally say what they wanted to say in front of the audience, and seeing how, especially afterwards, how happy it made them, seeing and that they felt as if they had made a difference in other people's lives by other people coming and watching them speak was really rewarding.
For copyright reasons, I can't provide footage from the event, but it is all available on YouTube. What I can provide for you is an email from one of the attendees. This email describes the talks as profound and insightful, and even notes the bravery that it took for speakers to come on stage.
The speech was really fun to write. It was also very important to me that I would get the message across to people, and I thought that TED would be a good place to do that.
So,
to say, I did it because YOLO, which is so cringy. It is so embarrassing. I did it because more people should live their life.
I gave my talk because what I said in my talk, I wish that someone had said 4 years ago as I was entering high school.
Because I wanted to empower others to learn more about their surroundings.
Because I wanted to spread my ideas about dangers of mental health and why we should be wary about it.
Did it because I wanted to share my ideas and hear others' ideas.
I did it because it's something that everybody has to hear no matter what.
I thought that my experience was not like a lot of other students, so I guess I want to share my story, but I've never really shared my story before. I just want to feel brave, I guess. You can learn a lot from these stories, even if they're just by high school students. I did it because I wanted to educate people on why stereotypes are wrong.
If you'd like to check out this year's talks, click on this link or search up these words in YouTube. Thank you again to all of our amazing speakers, attendees, planning team, and sponsors that made this event possible.
Wait, you're... Oh,
Music, bro. You know, I might get up there and mess up. I might get up there.
The Wilderness First Aid Certified.
A Rohit!
Okay.
I'm Wilderness First Aid Certified through Knowles now. And now I'm a Knowles alumni.
Are you
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, walk this way.
Stop following.
have we made it an